A Minecraft Forever world is an idea that I recently discovered. 8 years ago, I uploaded my first ever YouTube video, and it was on a Minecraft world that I was quite proud of, although the video quality now is a little bit cringe when I watch it back.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 1 in a brand new Let's Play series with me, Kaizen.
I recently tried to find that world again, searching my old laptops and asking my community if anyone had the download saved, and amazingly, my brother actually found it on his old computer. Revisiting this world reminded me of all the awesome things that I'd made, and it reignited my love of Minecraft. That's when I decided that it was time to make a Minecraft Forever world, and this time make sure I save backups of it. So today I'm starting a new Minecraft world, one that I will never delete. Instead, I will keep adding to this world anytime that I want to play Minecraft. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to play on this world with my grandchildren. And if that happens, then hey little people, this is where it all started. And in order to get off to the best possible start, I've chosen an amazing seed, which I'll link down in the description. It has a quad witch hut and 2 villages near the spawn area, and our journey begins right here in this little village. Now you might expect, given that I started in the village, that I'm going to go ahead and get some hay so I can make some bread and get some early game food, or I'm going to go and look through the chests for different loot and things like that. However, I have a slightly different plan. You see, just over this way there is a swamp biome, and I want to head there to get our very first item in the game. I wanted to get something cool as our first item because I thought later on into this world we could then build something, you know, a bit of a shrine to it or something cool that represents our first item. So hopefully I don't die on the way, it's not too far to get to the swamp, and we're looking for a witch hut when we get over there. Okay, so I'm just outside this witch hut right here, and oh yep, that's what I was worried about. There is in fact a witch there. Now, we don't want to kill the witch or attempt to because, you know, we'll probably just die. And if we did succeed, then I'd get the wrong first item. I'm looking to get an item from inside the hut. So there are 4 near here, as I mentioned a minute ago. So let's go find one of the other 3, and hopefully at least one of them doesn't have a witch inside. I then spent ages walking around the swamp, checking all of the witch huts. Every time I found one though, there was a witch inside. This meant I was left with only one option, which was to sneak inside without the witch noticing. Okay, so coming back to one of the original witch huts now, and I'm going to try and just grab this item like a little bit stealthily. Hopefully the witch doesn't see us. This could go badly. We'll see how we do. I can't even see the witch at the moment, and we're trying not to break any blocks. Maybe the witch isn't in, but now the next problem is, can I even get up into this one? Oh boy, I didn't even think about this. All right, so there is the item we want. I want to get this red mushroom here. Now, if I hit that, oh yes, all right, we got lucky. Yes, there we go. Oh boy, all right, we got the red mushroom. Now, the reason I wanted to get this for my first item is it's something a bit different and a bit special. Usually your first item is, you know, dirt or a bit of wood or something like that. We've got red mushroom. And I thought in terms of the shrine and stuff like that we could make later on into this world, that when we find a mushroom island, then we could do something with that whole island. And that seemed like a really cool idea to me. So hopefully you guys agree. And this little mini challenge was hopefully worth it. I'm looking for the sun. Oh my goodness, it must be setting. It is getting very dark. I'm hoping, yeah, well, there it is right in front of us. So I'm hoping I can get back to the village, or one of the villages at the spawn there, so we can steal one of their beds and sleep through the first night, and also get some food and start healing up. Yeah, bit of an effort there for our first item. All right, I can actually see the village now. We just need to get over to there. There are a few mobs in between us and the village, so hopefully we can just avoid all of those. And I'm just seeing over there, there is in fact an iron golem who just attacked a zombie, so yeah, hopefully the iron golem's going to protect us a bit. Oh, I just saw there is a skeleton right there in the water. Not in the water, just out of the water. There's bats everywhere. The bats aren't too bad, but we hope that skeleton doesn't see us. All I need to do is make it to a bed, and then we can sleep through this first night, and hopefully make it to day 2, which will be our first mini accomplishment. Okay, so we're at the village now, and should be able to just find any bed here. Let's just go into this house here. Kick you out, sorry mate, but we're going to sleep here. And there we go, night 1 is complete. All right, so day 2, I think the first thing we want to do then is definitely get some of this hay right here. And that way we can make up some bread, a nice early game food source. We can eat some food, and that's really going to help us out. Now, the only thing is I'm going to need a crafting bench to do that. But before we do that, I thought I'd come in here, and let's see, what loot are we going to get in this chest from our first village? Oh my goodness, oh wow, okay. 3 diamonds, that is epic. Okay, so I didn't check the loot. Oh, and some apples as well. Let's start eating this. Yeah, so I knew like the seed, I knew the villages were here and stuff like that. I hadn't checked the loot to see what we were going to get, but 3 diamonds, an iron pick, and a saddle, that is insane. Now, what I did see though is in, I think it's this village, not the other one, there is in fact a double blacksmith. So there's more loot for us to get down here, and yet we've already got like some really, really good loot there. Thought it was down, yeah it is, it's down that way. All right, let's check that one out as well. Wow, what a start to the game. Yep, here we are, second blacksmith, and what's the loot going to be this time? Wow, yeah, okay, I mean, that is still pretty good, to be honest. Some food, also a lot of my early game obsidian that I need to get. I won't actually have to, you know, mine it all, as we've got 6 of it there. That's really good. And on top of that, we've got an iron sword. Well, we got 2, but one that we can use. A spare ingot. I mean, yeah, this has been fantastic. And I'm just realizing, technically, these are my first diamonds in the game, which, yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, what I normally do in the game is I'm a bit of a thing for first, so I usually save my first ever diamond in the game. I guess I could still do that with my first mined diamond, and I also had an idea of what I'm going to do with our first diamond ore when we find it. So I'm not actually going to mine my first diamond ore when I find it in the game, but I'll explain why that is later on when we come to that bit. As you can see, it's turning nighttime, and I found this little cave area down here, and it goes down quite a ways actually, and I think this could be like a really good place for us to live. For now though, I just want to sleep through this night, so I stole a bed from the village. There's just one problem, and that is, of course, the bed has to be turned red. It's got to be a red bed, and for now, we'll literally just sleep like here somewhere, just to get through the night. But this is a pretty good location. I'll show you guys in just a second. But this is very close to the villages and the spawn area, as you can see right there. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. And as I say, if you go down into this cave is going to expand out a little bit, and we'll have a look at that like throughout the rest of this video. I've got a few ideas of some things I want to get into building and that sort of thing. But the first thing I want to do is start to get ready to being self-sustainable. And what I mean by that is getting into doing some farming and things like that. So we've got food and animal breeding happening. So let's make some little areas out here. I'll flatten some land, stuff like that, and then we'll be able to get into that. Now over here we have our second village, and I thought it was worthwhile coming over here. We were nearby anyway, just getting some reeds and things like that, or sugarcane I should say. But let's go check this out and see what kind of loot we're going to get here, see if there's anything worth getting. Alright, so there's a cat here, which is pretty cool. Later on in the game, I'd really like to get a cat as a pet. I might be able to do that in today's episode, actually. That'd be pretty good if we could. Let's have a little explore of these houses. Don't think there's anything much in this one, but I think there are some chests here if we just keep looking around. And this is pretty cool. There's some turtles over here, so later on in the game, if you want to get into a bit of turtle breeding and stuff like that, then yeah, we might better come over here and do that. There's a dolphin there in the background as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so this could be maybe like a turtle-themed village. It's right on the water here as well. Definitely think we want to do some sort of build with this later on in the game. I'm not entirely sure what that'll be yet, but it's a cool location for a village, that's for sure. Okay, so I don't actually think there are any chests in this village. I'm just coming to the end of it. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. All right, that is super, super cool. So the village actually technically has some road down there, so it kind of goes down into these caves. And look at these caves. That's so cool. Yeah, I definitely think later on in this game, that zoom is maybe a bit too far there, but yeah, like this is a huge cave network. I can see us doing something with this later on in the game where we build this village down into here. Like, that would be so fun. Make a bit of a semi-underground village down in there. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We are definitely going to do that. Oh, there's a glow squid down there as well. Kind of tempting. But these pillars and everything. Yeah, all right. So at some point in this series, I'm going to expand on this village, build it out. I do want to do a lot of building in this. Oh, look at that cat. That's awesome. That cat looks a little bit like my cat. Here's my cat on screen right now. And yeah, where is it? This cat over here, you know, kind of similar-ish. So yeah, I might have to try and catch that one later when we come back. We'll have to go and get some fish first and then come back here and try and tame that cat. Now, I was just returning to my cave area, my base, and over here you can see, look at that. There are, oh boy, there's some pillagers over there. And we're a little bit under-geared to be fighting them, but they are at least over there enough that we can go into our base first and make up a shield, and then hopefully we'll go and win that fight. I'm going to get into some farming, which as I said I was going to do. I'll show you guys that in a second. But let's see, what have we got here? So we've got a bit of iron. Yeah, we've got a bit of wood. Okay, we can make a shield up, so that's good. Now, on top of that, I've got a bow here, and in my inventory, I do have a couple of arrows. That was just from killing some skeletons, so we could, you know, do a little bit of range fight against these guys. And have they just wandered off? Maybe we won't have to fight them at all. Is that them down there? Yeah, there's one down there. Maybe we can split them off and fight them one by one. That might be better. Oh, yeah, okay, you see me. All right, well, we can get a couple hits on him here. Wait, did that not work? Okay, that one worked. It's like I missed on the first go. So we've got our shield here. Let's see how we go in this fight. Okay, this is somewhat problematic because they're all out there in the water and 3 of them are there together. So I can't really go into the water and fight them because if I do, I'll probably die. And they can just kind of stand there and shoot at me. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do about this. I think for now, I'm just going to leave them there. They can just live there. And if they come back on land and start coming near us again, then yeah, we'll have to take that fight on then. But for now, they can just live where they are. Now, in terms of the farms, not much going on here, just your basic wheat farm, and then we've got cow, pigs, and sheep farms just here as well. So I just wanted to get into that so we can start the breeding process. What I need to do really is get myself a load of materials, and I did a bit of exploring of this cave. So let me show you this, because it opens up into quite a big cave. So yeah, winding our way through here, we come to this bit, which has an overlook down to here, which is really, really cool. I've got a couple of build ideas that I want to do down there a bit later on. But if we carry on just around this corner here, then it opens up into a massive network of caves. You can see that I've lit up most of this area. So if we just drop down here, boom, there we go. So there's a skeleton and an enderman over there. Now the Enderman I'd like to fight actually, because Endermen are pretty simple to fight early game. All we need to do is dig in here a little bit. Let's go in just a little bit more than that. And then look at him, because if we get an ender pearl really early on, that'd be good. Wait, where did he go? All right, there we go. If we look in there, yeah, there we go. All right, now run. Oh boy. Okay, so he's going to teleport to us, but you can't get in here because it's only too high. There we go. So this is a nice, easy way of killing an enderman. Come back. And then obviously we want to get those ender pearls because we want to find the stronghold and get to the end at some point. So let's see if we get an ender pearl. Oh, we did. Wow, he actually took fewer hits than I thought as well. All right, super easy. That was a really good drop. That's nice. But yeah, as you can see, this cave network here, there's a ton of coal. I'm hoping there's going to be a ton of iron. That's one thing that we always need a lot of early game. And there's a lot of caves still to explore. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of a mining session right now. And let's see what we can get. So as you saw there, we got a lot of coal and even some lapis from our mining expedition. And in fact, everything that we got is in this chest right here. So unfortunately, not much iron, but a ton of coal, and getting the lapis was very cool. Plus we got ourselves a little bit of copper. Now, a minute ago when we explored the village, we got a saddle. And it just so happened that when I was making up some of these farms over here, we had this horse over here who came up to us. So I'm going to go and try and tame him right now and see if he's any good. And this could be our first little horse in the game and a quick way of getting around. Now, let's see. We got this tabby one right here. We also got, there's some more over here. There's actually quite a few. Oh, okay. Which one should we go with? All right. I quite like the color of this one right here, the brown and white. So I think we're going to go with this one. I think we can feed them. I thought we could feed them like, do they not eat that? Do they eat sugar? It's been a little while since I played Minecraft. Yeah, he's eating some sugar. There we go. I think that should help. And then we just have to stay on here until he's happy with us, but he's going to buck us off like that quite a lot. So yeah, just a little bit of trial and error, I suppose, until we get this right. Hey, there we go. We've tamed ourselves our first horse. So now we can put the saddle on him and we can ride him around. And oh, wait, I fell off already. Okay, that wasn't good. Let's try this again. So yeah, he's not the fastest horse, to be honest. What's his jump like? Okay, that's also pretty poor by the looks of it. So we've got a bit of a rubbish horse. I mean, yeah, never mind. I mean, I guess it's technically slightly faster than walking, maybe. But, yeah, I'm not overly impressed with this guy. Just out doing some exploring, and we found ourselves a shipwreck. So I thought we'd better have a look at that together on camera and see what loot we're going to get from this. So let's see, I can get in here and be kind of safe and open this up. Okay, well, we have got a buried treasure map, and I think we're going to have a look at that. And while we're out exploring, I'll see if I can, you know, get a hold of that one. Let's just check out the rest of the ship, see if there is anything else here, but I think that might be it. Oh, hold on, as I'm saying that, there's another chest in the corner here. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, we almost missed all of this stuff, including 3 emeralds, which are our first emeralds in the game. Loads of iron, which is good, because I said we were a little bit low on that. And lapis is never a bad early game material either. So yeah, pretty handy finding that. Well, now that we're back at our base and we've put everything away, I think it's time to have a look at this buried treasure map. So let's have a look. We're here. So I think then that means we have to head like to the north and also to like the west, right? That would be right. So let's see, let's get the directions up here and see which way we're heading. Okay, so north is that way and west is that way. Now this map looks like it's more north than it is west. So we're going to head up that way. I've got some stuff on me. I will actually just take a bed as well in case we have to sleep through the night while we're away. So let's do that and see what we can find with this buried treasure map. Could be kind of fun, and also the loot could really help us at this early stage of the game. Okay, looks like we're getting pretty close now. As you can see from the map here, the map's starting to get colored, so that's pretty good. So I think it would just be on the river here that we're on, just around this corner somewhere. Actually, that's really near to the shipwreck that we got it from. So had I looked when I was there, I probably could have walked just a couple of steps and found it that way. And yeah, it is. It's literally just here somewhere. So we got to line ourselves up and then dig down. And of course, I didn't bring my shovel because I'm a muppet, but there we go. Let's just dig down like this and see if we can find it anyway, even without our shovel. Oh no, what if I need a pickaxe? Then I really am in trouble. Eventually, I was here so long that I actually made up a little crafting bench so I can make up tools and cut down some trees and stuff. And as you can see, we've dug out a massive hole here. I mean, this really doesn't do it justice, how long it actually took me to find this hidden chest. But it was here. Oh, please don't say I've lost it again. I think it's just over here somewhere. Wait, what are these? Wait, you're joking. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's there. Okay, so let's get this stuff now. Oh, okay. All right, so pretty good loot, to be fair. We did get a Heart of the Sea, so that's really good. Prismarine crystals is pretty cool. Loads of iron, which, again, you know, we want that early game, so that's pretty good. And I see some gold and some cod and stuff. So, yeah, not too bad, the loot. I'm not sure it's worth how long it actually took me. Bearing in mind, I did most of this by hand before I finally started making some tools and dug these huge pits and things. But yeah, that's one down. We do have another map that we could look at later on but I might just do that one for now. As annoying as it was digging around in all that sand in order to find the buried chest, this sand is actually going to come in very handy. However, we need to get some gravel and also some lava, and I'm also going to need some lime dye, and that's for a build project that I want to start on here today, something I really want to build in the opening episode of my Forever World. Okay, so you might be asking, why did I want all of this lime green concrete to do a build in episode 1, especially as it's only one material? Well, if you can guess, and don't cheat, go down in the comments and see if you can get it right. Well, the first thing I wanted to make was this, which I realize is a wall of lava, and has very little to do with the lime green concrete, I should say. That is coming, though. But if you know why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, then you might better start guessing this, and if you do, 10 bonus points for you. But let's put the green on and see how it starts to look. Okay, so with that done, now it looks like this. And yes, that is just a big green wall of concrete. However, let's start chiseling away at it and see if it starts to take a bit more shape. So yeah, that's right guys, we've built ourselves here a creeper face, and this was something that Etho did in one of his early episodes in his Let's Play series, and Etho is the reason I started YouTube, and I won't bore you too much with that story right now, but I thought in my forever Minecraft world it was really appropriate to have some sort of nod to Etho, and the fact that, you know, without him I wouldn't be doing this today probably, and also he's an awesome Minecraft YouTuber. So this is his on screen right now. And if we fade into mine, it's the same dimensions, but I did mine with the green concrete instead, just to make it a little bit different. I don't think concrete was even in the game when he made his. This waterfall incidentally was just here in the game, right? It was just, I saw that and it immediately made me think of this. I was like, this is definitely the perfect spot for this. So hopefully you guys agree. And this can overlook what we're doing here in this cave where we're building at the moment. And also just over here, this is where we're going to do some mining. So I had a cool idea with this one. I thought what we could do, obviously I've made the wooden pickaxe for now. I did that with basically like oak wood, spruce wood, dark oak, and jungle wood. And I've just made these stripped logs of all of them. So yeah, that's how I got the different look there. I think it looks pretty good. And obviously, because we're just starting out, I thought these wooden pickaxe was like a good idea. But then I was like, when we get to having an iron farm, which I'm going to do in a later episode, then we can upgrade this to an iron pick. And eventually, I'd love to have this as a netherite pick, right, with all netherite blocks, with diamond and gold and stuff in between as well. So we can upgrade this as we progress through our season. And what I'm going to do is have like an area here where we go down and back up from our mining area. So I thought that was kind of cool. Hope you guys like these little bits that I've added into the cave here. Thought it was a cool idea. I'm just trying to get this creeper out of my cow pen, and it's quite funny trying to hit the creeper there. It's oh wow, that's actually a good shot. I've been hitting cows so many times here, and I don't want to go in there because the cow pen's not big enough. There we go, we got it. I hit one, and then I was like, you know what, I should record it. So 3 hits apparently with a bow. Also, our horse thinks he's a cow. The horse is in here with all the cows. Super unhelpful. He does kind of have that cow skin, so I can see why he got confused. But he's been a bit of a rubbish horse so far. He's like really slow, has no jump speed, or no jump height, I should say, at all. And then is now just in with the cows in the way. So yeah, this derpy horse. Incidentally, if you feel like suggesting a name for the horse, please do down in the comments, and we'll pick one in the next episode or something like that. And with this mining area set out with our pickaxe right here, we're going to go ahead and start making our first mine. So I'm going to dig down here. What I'll do for now is just make it in the corner like here somewhere, I think. This will probably change a lot over time. But what we're going to do for now is have like a drop shaft with the water. If we mine down 2 at a time like this, then one of these will be the way we drop down with the water. And you can see I've got all these ladders on me so we can get back up. So that'll be our way up and down out of the mine, or in and out of the mine, I suppose. Also, because we're digging down like this, then, you know, in theory, we shouldn't die and fall to our death, because obviously we've got, you know, we can stand in between these 2 blocks, basically. So let's go down to the bottom and see what we find. So here it is, down on the left here, we've got our terrifying drop with the ladders on the right to get back up. And there we go. And over here, actually got our first bit of redstone, which is pretty cool. Oh, wait. It can't be. I thought it was my first bit of redstone. Oh well, having more is always a good thing. Now, I'm thinking what I want to do is mine off in this direction for my first little tunnel. And the reason for that is because back in the other direction, if we were to go this way, there is the village that we saw before. And if I'm underneath that when it's nighttime, then loads of zombies are going to spawn there and potentially kill the villagers and stuff. So yeah, I think heading this way is a good idea. We'll go and do a bit of a mining trip now and let's see what resources we can get. Obviously, diamonds are the big one that we're hoping for, so fingers crossed on that front. And I should say as well, I've chosen to mine at -53. I know -58 is technically the best, but then we're going to run into a lot of lava lakes. And I don't mind the mining. I find it kind of hypnotic, kind of fun. So I don't mind grinding that out at this level. I'd rather that than keep running into lava lakes. And the thing is, if we make a long strip mine like this, it could be used for something later on. Like maybe we'll make some sort of minecart system out of it to go somewhere else, or maybe we'll do something with the area we dig out, something like that. So I figured I'd just, you know, keep negative 53 and avoid those lakes. Just before I get into doing some more mining, the craziest thing just happened to me. This is where I was going to do my last cut as I was getting this started, and there you go. You just saw at the top of the screen, we have diamonds right here. I cannot actually believe that. It's pretty crazy because I literally just didn't look up. I just quit out right there, and they are right here. Now, this will be our first mined diamond. So we did find diamonds in the village, but this is the first one that we've actually mined. So it's going to be quite a special diamond in our world. But as I'm saying that, I've actually had another thought, and that is I want to keep this diamond vein. I'm not going to touch it at all. So let's just carefully mine out the rest of it. And let's see, there's going to be more than one there, surely. So let's just go up here. Yep, there we go. So this is going to be my first diamond vein, and I reckon later on we could do a pretty cool build around this. So I'm actually not going to touch it at all in this world, like ever. That's the plan. So we'll protect it later on in the game, make sure no creepers are going to get to it and stuff like that. And I'm kind of glad this isn't like a massive vein. I think this is just going to be either 4 diamonds or something, right? Because it looks like that. If this was like a huge vein, I'd be pretty disappointed. But yeah, so I think that could be cool. Rather than just mining it and getting diamonds from it, this will be something we can build on later on in the game. Another mining update now, as we found something that is pretty exciting. And no, I don't mean this redstone right here. Well, the redstone's pretty good. What we found is this cave right here. Now, I didn't know how big it was at all before I started recording. So, actually, maybe it is a bit... Okay, there's a bit down there. I thought it was going to be really small then and a bit of a waste. But it's quite exciting to find a cave at this level because our chance of finding diamonds has just gone up dramatically as we have all of these open ores. There's some redstone and gold up there, so that's not bad at all. All those things are good. Some more redstone here. So we're going to have a little look through this cave, obviously, and give you any updates of anything cool that we find. Well, guys, this has opened out into a massive cave. Look at this. So, I mean, we could definitely build something really cool in here later on if we want to do something underground. That's quite a big project as we have all this open. I'm hoping for now that we're going to find ourselves, you know, some diamonds and stuff like that down here. Oh, okay, what was that? Okay, I think I just heard a creeper drop behind me. Yes, I did. There are creepers everywhere. Okay, trying not to die. I'd really like to stay alive on this world as long as possible. You know, it's not a hardcore world, but it'd be really cool if we could get really far into the season without dying. So that's the plan, but these guys are not making that easy for me. Alright, I think that was the last of them. A bit of creeper madness there. Maybe they've heard about the shrine that I've made to them, think that I'm mocking them, and they're out to hunt me down now throughout this world forever. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I have seen a lot of cool ores while I've been looking around here. I just want to light this up so that it's not going to keep spawning more mobs on us. Oh, wow, diamonds right up there. Okay, great, let's go get them. Oh, there's a skeleton. Okay, there's always a catch. Alright, let's get rid of this guy first. Oh, I just saw more diamonds out the corner of my eye. Okay, don't die, don't die. After saying I don't want to die, I really don't want to die, like, straight after that. Okay, so, oh wow, more diamonds. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is crazy diamonds. So we have, there's 2 here at least. There's this one right here as well, and there's some more down there. This is honestly one of the best seeds I've ever had. And I did research the seed, as I said at the start, for certain things like the Quad Witch Hut. But the incidental things, like all these diamonds here and some of the other cool stuff, has just been insane. Now, what I want to do is, let's make a bit of space in our inventory. I just want to get this one. There it is, guys. That is the first diamond that we have mined on this world. A very special diamond. So we leave all the others right now because we have to go and separate this one. So we'll come back for it. So let's make sure we're lighting everything up here so we don't come back to loads of mobs. But yeah, I'm going to go put this one away, keep it special. And then we can do something with it later on in the game, like a shrine to it or something like that. And back at our base, we're going to go ahead and put the diamond in here. So there's our very first item that we got in the world, the red mushroom. And there's our diamond. So I'm keeping them separate for now. Seems like a good way of doing it. Okay, so as you can see, we have now hit level 30, and we're going to look to do our first enchantment here in the game. So I think what we want to try is a diamond pickaxe, because I mined quite a lot of diamonds, but it would have been really nice to have had fortune, so that's what we're really hoping for. Let's see. Efficiency, that's not bad, it's not bad. I always like to check a few things though, like check our book as well, like a power 4 book. It's pretty good too. But yeah, I think I will. I'll just go for the efficiency for now. We'll take that. Efficiency 4 is pretty good. Let's see if we're going to get anything with that. No. Okay, never mind. What's our next one going to be? Unbreaking, that's also not bad. What about a book or something? Another efficiency, so we have efficiency 5 there. Oh, smite 5. Wow, that's pretty good too. All right, so not bad in chance right there. That's our first one, efficiency 4. At least it'll make the future mining trips a lot faster. So as you saw there, we've found ourselves another awesome cave while I'm out mining, and almost knackered this diamond pickaxe, which has the efficiency on it. So yeah, we're doing pretty well here. And the exciting thing now is that we can get ourselves full diamond, which I'm pretty excited about. Obviously, you know, having that extra protection, and as we said before, trying not to die. What I see now about what enchants I can do, I'm level 32, and then after I've done this, I've got my full diamond gear, we're going to go back and explore that dungeon that I found there. It's a skeleton dungeon, so I'm pretty excited about exploring that one. But let's see what options we've got here. Okay, this first one, Aqua Affinity, that is a great one, and probably what I'm going to end up taking. I'll just see what else there is, although Depth Strider 3, that's pretty good too. All things considered, I am going to go for the Depth Strider 3 just because it is the maximum level you can get. Oh, I'm breaking 3 as well. That's awesome. So let's get rid of this and put on all of our shiny blue. Well, actually, kind of one shiny blue and then I was just normal blue, but all diamond armor nonetheless. So yeah, Aqua Affinity you can get at level 1, so it's a lot easier to get than the Depth Strider. So I think that makes a lot more sense. Now that's done, let's go back and explore that skeleton dungeon and see what loot we've got. I would have done it before, but I just didn't have enough space in my inventory to get all the goodies from there. So that's why we're going back on a separate trip. Okay, so here it is, and it's a pretty awesome dungeon, this one. It's a skeleton dungeon, so they're probably my favorite, one of the most useful. And I think we could definitely make ourselves a bit of a skeleton dungeon trap here in the future. But for now, let's just see what we've got. Now, iron horse armor. We can give that to our horse that's otherwise a little bit useless. And in this chest over here, we've got ourselves, oh, here we go, some gold and also some more iron horse armor. Bit of string, which actually I don't mind, probably need a bit of that early game. So probably not the best loot we could have got from these, but honestly, just having the dungeon itself is really, really useful. And on top of that, this cave yielded us some diamonds, redstone, quite a lot of gold and stuff. Plus, we've got somewhere to come for a lot of clay later and for all the moss stuff. And the axolotl was in here as well. So actually quite a lot of benefits to finding this. Oh, and all the dripstone over here. Oh, hey, little dude. Yeah, all the dripstone stuff over here too. So lots of uses to finding this really good find. And it does actually expand outwards. If I can look through this way and we zoom in, yeah, like up that way, you can see there's the dark areas. So I haven't even done all this yet. There could be a lot more still to find. But for now, there's a project that I want to get on with. And before we can start that big project, we're first going to need to flatten quite a lot of land. So I think this area here is going to be pretty good. I'm going to get rid of all the grass that you see here and place down some dirt in certain areas so that we can have it all at the same level. And then we'll have a nice big space in order to build our project on. So this is the start of our big project right here. You can see I've already built the framework for it. And what we'll do actually, we'll hop into free cam mode like this. Yeah, there we go. And we can see this a little bit better. So there's going to be 4 chambers here. And you can see they've got the composter in the middle with the jack-o'-lantern to keep them lit up. So yeah, basically this is going to be farms, right? Each of these will be a farm. And there'll be a villager inside each one of these who is farming the crops. So we're going to do wheat, beetroot, carrots, and potatoes. So we've got all 4 of them. There'll be a villager trapped in this little hopper here, right in the middle, just like that. And there will be mine carts with hoppers on top of each of the rails that you see there. So the villagers will do their farming. They'll come up here and try to throw the crops to the farmer, and it will be collected. And right now I've just got a little central chest down there, and I'll make a way of getting to and from that, and maybe a larger storage area and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this is going to be really useful to have crops automatically farmed for us. When that is the case, then we don't have to worry about them for the rest of the game, and they can be used for things like villager breeding or food for ourselves. So the next thing I need to do then is go and hoe all of these areas right here and plant whatever crops we have. We don't really have enough just yet to do anything too substantial, so we may need to go to the Nether and get ourselves some bone meal after we've done all the planting. And the crops have now been planted, as you can see here. If we just go up like this, though, you'll see like a lot of these, there's not much here. Like the wheat is fine, that's that one there, it's fully planted. But the beetroot especially, potatoes and carrots, yeah, these aren't looking that great. So we could really do some bone meal so that we can speed this thing up a bit. And it's for that reason that we're going to head to the Nether for the first time in our forever world. So hopefully we get a good Nether spawn. Let's go get some obsidian. Now, I found a lot of obsidian in loot chests actually, so hopefully this isn't going to take too long. Okay, looks like I actually only had 4 obsidian. I thought I had more than that, but I guess not. So we'll go back down to our mine and we'll get a little bit more of that. I have to say, I really do like having efficiency on my pickaxe when I'm mining the obsidian. I'm sure you guys agree with that. So we're about to venture into the Nether for the first time. I think I've got everything I need for this. I'm wearing some gold stuff. I've got some cobblestone. Take my flint and steel in case we need it to get back. So now we're just hoping for a fortunate spawn point. So wish me luck, guys. Let's venture in. Okay, here we go. We got the achievement. Oh, okay. This is not great because we're in this Crimson Forest here. So yeah, that can be a little bit scary. This will be good. I forget the name of it, but this keeps those big pigs away. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Minecraft, you might be able to tell. Now, what I was really hoping for is to find some of those ruins, not ruins, like those skeleton things, so we can get a load of bones and a load of bone meal, but I'm not sure this is going to be the best place to be looking for that, so yeah, that may not happen. Oh boy, this is bad news, guys. There is a hoglin there. Oh, jeez, oh boy. Oh, okay, he got me trapped in a really little area right there. Let's come back here and just regroup a little bit. Oh, the Nether is such a scary place, isn't it? Where has he gone? I think he'll stay somewhat away from me right now. Yeah, they all will, because we've got these mushroom things here. But yeah, that was a scary moment for sure. So it just occurred to me that we actually found a skeleton spawner before, and if we go down there and make a skeleton farm out of that, then, well, we'll get loads of bones, and we'll get loads of XP as well. So yeah, that's the obvious thing to do. So that's the next thing we're going to do in this episode, is make up a nice skeleton spawner farm. So I'm running quite low on iron, and I remember when we were at this village before, we found this ravine area, this cave area, and I said about how we could build the village down into this area later on in the game. But I'm thinking this could be a great place to go and try and find a load of iron. In fact, I can see some right there. There we go, if we zoom in. It's only one bit, but you know, it's something. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and explore here right now, see how much iron we can get. So I guess the best thing is to make a water elevator to get us up and down from this thing. And we'll come and do that over at the path, like here somewhere. Yeah, there should be a good little spot for it. And yeah, I'll just keep you updated on anything I find. But the main goal of this is to get as much iron as we can. And then we should be good to make that skeleton spawner farm. So we got a decent amount of iron from that little trip, although I'm down to just 15 left already and a couple of spare bits here. A lot of that though is because I made up an anvil, but this anvil is going to be very worth it to us in the long run. And one of the first things I want to do here is, let's see, put down this one, and we can get an efficiency 4 on breaking 3. Let's try it the other way around. That's just 4 levels that time, so even better. So there we go, that's repaired that pickaxe as well. But I've got my hopper and I've got these materials here, and those materials you see right there in the top of my inventory, that's all we actually need to go and make our skeleton spawner right now. And that's going to be really useful for obviously getting a ton more XP for the future, but also for the bones that we need to bone meal those crops. And here we are, guys. You can see the skeletons are falling down, and very easily we can just kill them. They're not one-hit kills, but they're, you know, just about one-hit kills. And we can come and AFK this whenever we want and get our resources. Let's see, there's a couple of bits from the farm. Here it is right here. But let's enter into this mode. Let's go up here. So yeah, you can see here I've just dug out a big room around it. I've got the water in all of the corners going into the central block right here. This is where they fall down, and that's where I'm stood right there. So let's go back to me. So yeah, they fall down there, they come into here. I'm not going to, this isn't like a tutorial episode sort of thing, but if you guys want me to make a tutorial on this, then do let me know. What I could do is add some slabs and stuff around here to keep the drops in a bit more if I wanted to tidy it up a little bit. But this is going to be excellent for getting lots of levels. I'm going to move my enchantment setup over to here as well, because that'll be pretty useful. Or maybe make a second one or something like that. And then just AFK here for ages and get loads of bones so we can bone meal all of those crops. And just like that, guys, you can see we are level 50. So I AFK'd here while I was having my dinner last night and while I was editing this morning. And got to level 50, but also got all of this amazing stuff. So you can see all these arrows, but more importantly, all of these bones, all this bone meal, which I've collated into bone blocks because it's just a lot easier to carry back, save space in my inventory, so we can go and use this on our farm. And I'm also very excited to obviously go and do all this enchanting with the 50 levels that I've got. That's assuming I don't die on the way home. That'd be a little bit tragic. So we're going to head back and do some enchanting now, and let's see what we can get on our gear. And as you can see, we've now spent most of our levels. I'm all the way down to level 6, but we got some good stuff for that. So this helmet is awesome, Aqua Affinity and Respiration 3. The boots we've added on, actually no, they were the same I think, but this one right here, we've got Sharpness, Sweeping Edge, Fire Aspect 2, which I love. Then we got our pickaxe here called Things, because it's just our efficiency pick. And we got a More Things, because this is our fortune pick. So nice to have this as well. And yeah, I think that's probably about it. Time we added on all the enchants and stuff. That's what we did. But yeah, some pretty good gear for the start to our world. Very happy with how it's going so far. After a lot of bone mealing crops and replanting, it's now time to get some villagers over to the farm. As you can see, I'm back in free cam mode, and our farms are all entirely planted, so that's a really good start. But the objective now is we need to get 5 villagers over here, so 1 to farm each of the 4 fields, and 1 right there in the middle. And this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. This is our closest village right over here, so it's not too far away, but it is going to need some railway, I think, in order to get the villagers from over there back to over here. Now the good news is we do now have fortune, so I think I need to go and do a little bit of caving and fortune some iron. Of course, if we found like a mine shaft that had a load of rail in, that'd be really, really cool. But saving that, we just need to mine ourselves loads of iron with fortune, make the railway, and get them all over here. Well guys, that cave could not have gone better. Honestly, we went there to get iron, and we needed the iron for rail, and I managed to get all of this rail, almost 3 stacks of rail, as well as 2.5 stacks of iron, and 44 diamonds. I can't believe how perfect that is, plus some other stuff here. And to be honest, I think I've only explored about 1/4 of that cave. Like, most of it is probably still to be explored. So yeah, that was incredible. We're very, very lucky, and I think this here is probably enough rail where we might not even need to make any more, so we can use that iron for other stuff. But with that in place, I'm now going to smelt this down and look to make that minecart to get the villagers over here, and then that way we can then get our farm started. Well, as you can see, I'm over here at the village, and I've got this little contraption here ready. So the plan is that we're going to get the villagers into a boat and then drop them into here, at which point I'll destroy the boat, and the water stream will push them into this corner. Now down here I have a dispenser. We're going to put a minecart in there. When I push this button, it will dispense the minecart and also power this rail to send a villager on his way. Now, this one's really close, so I actually want to try and get him into a thing here. Hey, you. Yep. Oh, wait, I can't place it there. Okay, never mind. You know what? We'll get him later. But the point is that they should then be carried off on the minecart. And let's go into free cam mod here, because, yeah, there's quite a lot of minecart. So I had to make an extra 64 rails up and also a load of powered rails so that the villagers would be able to make their journey all the way over to here. Now, at this end, what they're going to do is fall into there, just like that. And again, they'll be pushed into that corner where we're going to have a boat waiting. Okay, yeah, I just realized I can't place a boat because I'm in free cam mode, so I need to run back here in a second and do that. But at that point, they should then end up in the boat, and we can take the boat to get them to the 4 locations. Now, for the one in the middle, that's a little bit trickier, and we're going to have to make a bit of extra rail, but we'll worry about that when we get nearer to the time. Okay, hoping to get my first little test here. There we go, that villager went straight in the boat. That was nice and easy. So now we just have to back out of here, like this. Get those little beep beep noises as we reverse. He shut the door on me. Okay, I think we still get out. Yep, here we go. This might take a minute. Okay, so with that done, we now want to get him in over here like this. So, oh wait, this isn't going to work, is it? Hang on, let's have a look here. Yeah, okay, so we're going to need to make these path blocks right here. And, oh, hi guys. You know what? This could actually work, because we might get lucky and just have one of them run in there, right? So if we break this boat... Wow, okay, that's really not what I meant to do. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, he's not really annoyed at me, and he's charging me extra money for the trades. This guy's alright, though, and that's the one I'm really trying to take. Let's see if we can break that boat. There we go. Don't run away. Oh, my goodness. Okay, the librarian got back in the boat, and the other villager did not. So I guess we're going to try and take the librarian. We can take whatever we can get. This is a bit of a trial run anyway. I just want to see if it actually works. So let's get him in here, like that, and I'll try my best not to hit him again as I break this boat. It's kind of hard to hit the boat sometimes without hitting the villager, right? So let's grab that one back. Now, with that done, when we come over here, that's in there. If I push this, yeah, there he goes. Okay, that works. That's great. All right, let's keep an eye on him, try and protect him a bit along the way, and see if it still works when we get to the other end. Now, there's a boat in here that he's kind of fighting with, so now I need to destroy this minecart without hitting him. So just like that. And I was hoping he'd just get into the boat. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. What I'll do then, let's pick up this water. And when he's just walking around on the floor, he should end up in that boat in a second. Yep, there we go. He's in the boat. Okay, that's great. So the only issue is that we didn't want him to have a profession because basically we need him to be a farmer, right? So I was kind of hoping that if he came far enough away, he would just lose that profession. So I might need to have a little look into that, see if we can get him to lose his profession. It might be a case we need to go and destroy his workbench, his workstation. So I'll just go take out the lecterns in the village and see if that fixes it. Well, I have destroyed several workstations in the village. In fact, every workstation I could find, including the lectern right here. But he is still wanting to be a librarian. But I think that might change. If we open up the ability for him to get into here to the composter, and then if we go ahead and destroy the boat, I wonder what he's going to do here. I think he should lose his profession. But don't go too far away, dude, and don't go down there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, hold on, there's a ravine right there. I'm just hoping he doesn't fall down there. Okay, this is the stupidest villager ever. Is he just trying to head back to his village? Maybe it's like he needs to go and see that his thing's gone. Then he'll be happy. But he's gonna die on the way. What are you doing, dude? Okay, what I'm gonna do is reset this, because I think that we should be able to get the next villager with fewer problems, just because I've gone and destroyed all the other workstations. So the next one shouldn't have any workstation and should just be ready for us. Let's grab this boat here. And yeah, we won't put any water in this time. We'll just leave the boat like that. Fling them in there, destroy the minecart. They should end up in the boat. Okay, we're going to try this again with a new villager. And hopefully this time... oops, need to go a little bit further. But yeah, hopefully this time it will work. So let's get rid of the boat. There we go. Now we come over to here, push the button, and send him on his way. Okay, let's meet him at the other end and see if we can get this working. In the meantime, I'm going to try and find that librarian as well, I think he's just over here somewhere. He's trying to get back to the village, and he's come a long, long way. Let's see if we can find him. Yeah, okay, no idea where he ended up, this villager. Couldn't find the librarian one, so he's just wandering around somewhere. Not sure what he's up to, but our other dude should be around here somewhere. Is he... Wait, is he already in the thing? Let's go look. Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, cool. So let's destroy that. Very good. Now you should end up in the boat fairly soon. There we go. And with him in the boat, we can break out of here. Let's go sleep so it's daytime to make sure he's a bit protected. And then he should pathfind to one of those composters. Okay, so I know I could just boat him into here, but I think he'll just like find his way. So yeah, I'm going to make sure, just like make a bit of a bigger gap and just see what happens here. But I'm hoping this dude is just going to walk out and find his way into that composter. So let's see. Yep, this is looking promising. Okay, let's get this stuff ready. So one there. And there we go. We have ourselves a farmer. Oh no, why don't... No. Where's my other bit of fence? Oh no. Okay, the other bit of fence fell in here. Okay, that's not great. The only thing is he should walk back in. Yeah, there you go. Go on, go back to work. Please go back to work. He should go in there pretty soon, and then we'll be okay. Okay, so we're going to do this the hard way because he didn't want to do it the easy way. So we're just going to boat him back in because he's just having a good old wander around the place, and that is not where we want him. All right, so we got him back in here. Now let's see if we can destroy this boat. We'll probably have to destroy some crops in order to do it, and then we'll replant them later. But there he goes. And the other thing is, what trades does he have? I was thinking it'd be really cool if we could get this one to have beetroot trades, and then each of them like to have the relevant trade basically. But he's going to do some farming for now. I'm going to clean my inventory up a bit and then try and get the trades sorted. We're about to do our final villager. I've got all 4 villagers in the farms over here, and each of them has a trade for the relevant crop, so that's pretty useful too. Now, the final villager, we're going to get him up to here. Let's just get rid of this bit of dirt a second. And the point is we need him to drop down over here. So I'm going to try and sort of push him in a second. See how this works. I'm not entirely confident about this, which is why I've built these dirt things here to prevent that villager from ending up dropping down into one of these other farm bits. But the railway is pretty much the same as it was before. We've just extended it, I should say, this final little bit to get the villager up there. So let's go back to the village, get our final dude over here, and fingers crossed that we can get this working. Okay, so step 1 is complete. So what I want to do now is get rid of these bits of rail here and kind of block ourselves in like this. And I'm hoping then, if he doesn't have very many places to go, that he'll go to the one place that we want him to go, which is going to be down here. So what I think I'll do is let's just get rid of that crafting bench there. Okay, that's fallen in there, that's fine. And then if I get like, yeah, this side of him, I suppose. And then I just want to like break the minecart, okay? And I was hoping I could just kind of push him. Yeah, and now hopefully he doesn't move all these minecarts when he falls in. Oh, okay. So that's really good because I was definitely concerned about that because if he moves all of those, then he's in the wrong place. So now it's really important actually that I don't fall down either because I definitely will move them, of course, if I fall down. But assuming that's all done correctly, they should start feeding him soon. Now, I did a bit of testing with this design, and you'll see a lot of what you're seeing here, where the villagers walk up to him and just kind of look at him and don't throw the food. So I'm not disheartened that they're not throwing food just yet. I think the sort of the hitboxes, if we go with F3 and B, isn't it? We can see the hitboxes there. You can see where they're looking, and there's this thin little margin in between the 2 fence gates where they do make eye contact occasionally, but it isn't all the time. That being said, I tested a number of designs and couldn't seem to get anything working other than this one, which is why I ultimately went for this. So let's give it some time and we'll see if it's working or not. So what we can do is go down underneath here. I've made a little way underneath to get to this chest, and let's see what's in there right now. And let's take all of this out because all this is kind of irrelevant. You see, some of this stuff would have just fallen down when I was making the farms in the first place, but now that it's all empty, I know that if stuff ends up here, then it is indeed our villagers who are trying to feed him. And to try and help this along, I can throw the relevant things into the relevant farms. So for example, the beetroot here, if I throw the beetroot into this farm, there we go. Now he's going to have a load of that to pick up, which he should do in a second. Yep, there he goes. He's getting near it. Go on. There we go. Okay, so he's picked up the beetroot. Hopefully he's going to throw it to our dude. And I'm going to do all the other little bits here that I've just picked up as well. Now, with all of this farming and automation set up, the next thing I want to do is get into some building and start building our base up. So what I was thinking I could do is from this cave here, if we look at just down in that little area right there, it's kind of a low point. If we come right the way through here, this would eventually connect up to this water over here. So we could do some sort of like dock area, I was thinking, down here. And then like have a little build of like a wall that kind of snakes its way around this coastline. Because then once we're up on top on this bit that I'm stood at now, it's reasonably flat. And we've got like really decent tools and stuff at the moment where we could flatten this land in no time at all and put a few starter builds up here. So that's the general plan. I'll give you little updates along the way. So the first thing I need to do then is to check what Y level this is at. So if we go right down to here, This is Y level 61. And now let's go and compare that to the coast. Okay, so just down at the water level here, let's see. So this is 63. So 61 is actually going to be too low. So we need to build up a couple of blocks, don't we? So we're still at 63. Then it will come out like roughly here somewhere. I think just down this way a bit, like maybe around here. And then we'll kind of make like a bit of a tunnel going through and then get on with building this wall and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just do like little overviews and updates of the building as I go and keep you posted like at each significant step. So here it is, the tunnel that I've made. As you can see, it's a fairly simple design that just repeats every 7 blocks, I think it is. But it does the job of getting us through to the other side. You see here the walls that I've gone for and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you're looking to create something similar, then this is just how I did it. And then it comes out over here, of course. And what I want to do is have some sort of nice entrance that I'm going to build over here. But before I do any of that, I need to do a bit of terraforming up here so we can get the level that the top of this wall is going to be at. Once I've got that done, then I'm going to build a bit of a wall along the front. And then build some buildings on top. So again, I'll keep you posted along the way of anything significant, and I'll make sure to show you different things as we go. But yeah, I'm kind of winging this build project a little bit, so I'm not sure what to expect myself just yet. But let's see how it goes. So this is how the area looked before, and this is how it looks now. As you can see, I've done a lot of terraforming and decorating. We have our tunnel here connecting up to the cave area and a staircase here for easy access up and down. With that done, I now want to make my first building, which we're going to put down here. So down here, what we've done is extended this out a little bit because we need a bit more space for this building. It's not going to be huge. What I want to make is a water wheel, like a medieval sort of water wheel. I thought that looked really nice down here on the river. And I was also thinking we could put a villager in here eventually. Maybe a toolsmith or maybe our mending villager or something like that. That'll be in a future episode once I get the villager breeder up and working, which we won't do today. But I'm going to build that now, the water wheel, and as always, give you little updates along the way every time we make a bit of progress. Okay, so I'm in the free cam right now just to show you the bit that we've got so far, which is the most difficult bit, I think, which is the water wheel itself. Now, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. If we get out of free cam mode, we can have a look at it from here. This is, of course, where the building is going to go. But I think from the other angle, if we go back into free cam a second, it actually looks better. You can see it is a couple blocks wide here, so the water wheel in the middle with the spokes there. And I'll put a link in the description to the design that I'm following, but hopefully you guys like this. Now, the only issue is it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So hopefully when we build the building around this, which needs to be kind of bigger again, it's not going to look too silly. I did have a thought that if it is quite a big building, it's taller than these cliffs here, because I mean the wheel is almost up to them, then what we could do is have some sort of bridge going across to it maybe from up there. We'll just see how that goes. I like to do that kind of thing when I'm building. Let things kind of just happen organically rather than trying to plan it too much. That's just my own personal style. This is the finished water wheel building, and I have to say I'm quite happy with it. The building looks nice and will also have a function later on as the home of a villager or two. Heading inside, you can see I've made a work area for one villager, and this will be one that we'll add in a future episode. I also have the bottom and top floors still to decorate, so we can actually add to this build over time. And here's one final look from the outside. Now, one thing that's really annoying me is how messy my storage currently is, so I've decided that I'm going to build a large storage room, and I have a pretty cool idea for this. And that idea is to use this central staircase as a bit of a walkthrough of the building. So I want to have a big storage area. In fact, if we go into free cam, this might be a bit easier. So there I am. And if we have storage where this will be like a walkway, there'll be storage over on this side with maybe some sort of courtyard or something going on here because it sticks out a bit more than over on this side where there'll be even more storage. And that way, like when I'm coming out of my cave and from my farming area, which will develop over time, we come down here, down towards this area with the water wheel and such, then it's a bit of a central location. So we're always going to be quite near to the storage area, and we can have storage on both sides. So from this central point, we'll be at the closest point to the different sides of the storage, if that makes sense. Hopefully when I build it, it'll make even more sense. So I'll do what I did with the water wheel. I'll just give like a couple of updates along the way, as this isn't like a build tutorial. But anytime we do anything major, I'll just show you guys what's going on. And hopefully you'll like the look of this build when we're done. As you can see, I've been quite busy, but this is just one wall at the moment. So obviously I do need to finish the other sides, but you've got an idea of how this will look. The storage will be on multiple levels, and I think this whole area is actually really starting to take shape now, so pretty happy with that. Let's finish the exterior of this build though and see how it looks, and then of course we'll do the interior and get the storage in place. And with all of that done, this is what we have as our starting storage area. Again, I'll put the link for the inspiration for this build in the description. I'm very happy with how this turned out, as it looks pretty cool and it gives us plenty of storage. So far, I'm just using the bottom floor, so we will have more space on the upper levels to do something with in the future. It looks quite good in this area with the water wheel built there too. However, I would like to add some path and decoration to the area around here, so that is going to be the next little project. So this is the path design I've gone for. It's fairly straightforward, obviously, just path blocks. We've got some gravel, cobble, and andesite. This is the storage. Obviously, I like how open plan it is. That was kind of the whole idea when I made this thing. And if we go out here, I've done a little bit of building on the outside as well. So made these couple of little vegetable gardens. We've got the carrots here, we've got some wheat over there, and then just bone meal this area and kept the path going. So if I go into, there we go, into spectator mode. There you go. Oh, not spectator mode, free cam, I should say. But this is how it's all looking now in conjunction with each other. So it's taking shape, definitely. There's just a couple of things I want to do. Number one, you might see that down here I've dug out this area. So I want to turn all of this into a bit of path that leads to these buildings and connects up with the stairs and stuff. And I was thinking later on, this path that comes down here, we can make like a bridge going over this way. And we got this awesome island here. So we could do like a big build on here later on. So yeah, I'm going to bear that in mind when I make my path and stuff. The other thing is just this area right here where it's all flat and stuff feels like it needs something in it. Like this image right now, once all the crops and stuff are done down at the bottom there, then we just need something going on there. Not like a big build, just something small, I think, but I'll see how that goes. The next thing is all the paths and farms along here, so once that's done, I'll show you that, but this is how everything's looking at this stage. Well, the paths and farms are now done, and this is what I've gone for. I added a waterfall here, which I think looks quite nice, and also it does provide water for the crops, of course. I also changed this garden to have beetroot instead of wheat, because obviously we have tons of wheat here now. So I thought something different would be a bit better and just break it up a bit. Then we have the path, which connects everything up. And I just now want to sort of expand that path over to this section over here. And then we're going to do our final build of this episode. So I'm all ready to do my next bit of building and have an idea of how I want to shoot it. But yeah, we have rain. Now, most people probably won't include this in a Let's Play type of video like this. They just wait for the rain to clear and do it. But I thought it might be kind of fun for you guys to see little things behind the scenes like this. And this is one of the things that happens to me a lot in games. You have to wait for the weather. It might be you're waiting for daytime. It might be you're waiting for the rain to clear. But it got me thinking that as part of this Let's Play series, every now and again when I make more videos and stuff like that, would you guys like to see behind the scenes stuff like this? Because there is a lot actually that happens that I don't really talk about because I don't think it's necessarily interesting. But if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably somewhat engaged and invested into this video, this series, whatever. So I thought I'd ask. So let me know in the comments, guys. Do you want to see more behind the scenes stuff in future videos? And with the rain gone, we can now get on with this building time lapse. As you can see, I'm making a large smelter here, and this is going to be part of an automatic smelting building. I don't want to call it a super smelter as such because it won't be very big. However, as you can see here, it is going to allow us to smelt large amounts quickly and automatically, so that's awesome. Now, the exterior of the build looks pretty nice, I think, and it kind of rounds this whole area off quite nicely with everything else that we've built in this episode. I've also extended the path over to this area here, and that's looking good. Plus, I've decorated any like empty grass areas by just bone mealing it and letting some sort of natural flowers and stuff come up. So all in all, I think, yeah, this area has taken shape quite well. And yeah, it's a pretty good start, pretty happy. If you'd like to see more on this series, then I will be uploading videos and also live streams to this channel of it in the future. But also, I don't think I want to cover necessarily every time I do something. To me, part of the fun of having a forever world is that I can do stuff off cam if I ever just want to play Minecraft. I would, of course, always do updates, though, of anything that I did off camera and show you guys all that sort of stuff. I also thought I'd include a few of the statistics at the end of each episode to see the different progress and stuff. I think one of the biggest ones is time play, which you can see here, almost 1.6 days, so that is quite a lot. But yeah, some other ones jumped out, like, well, jumped out, I actually didn't mean that pun, but over 34,000 jumps, which is pretty crazy. We've traveled something like, here we go, 82 kilometers walked and sprinted 74. So yeah, there's a lot of travel going on, fair bit of damage taken, but we haven't died yet, which is pretty good. I'm going to try and keep the deaths down as low as we possibly can, but I'm going to do some sort of death counter when we get to that point. Anyway, if you want to see more statistics in the future or anything else, if you have suggestions for this series, then please let me know in the comments. When I do make future content on this, I am going to keep some of the more interesting comments somewhere. We'll have like a wall of fame or a chest or something like that where we store them and read them out. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.